Hello everyone, this is Fuzzy Sheep 12, and today is November 13th, and the theme for today's Hypnovember 2025 will be fall. So, as much as I like the fall and all of those interesting things, I think I have a different angle for today's theme. So, if you guys would like to, go ahead and get comfy, get cozy, and get those listening ears on. Because today is going to be quite an interesting theme, and you don't want to miss it. So, jumping right into it, go ahead and imagine that you're merely standing, and right behind you is a really large pile of blankets, pillows, and stuffed animals. And you're kind of looking around, gathering your surroundings, when you feel a firm but gentle push. Fall down into the pile of pillows, blankets, and stuffed animals, completely taken aback. In fact, why would someone push you into a pile? That was quite rude. In fact, you try to stand up again and notice and look around what could have pushed you, and you feel it again. That sudden push, and you fall down, and this time your mind plummets with you. Fall down. You get that haze, that almost shift in perspective as your mind sinks, and you just drop without even realizing what occurred. You fell so easy and so effortlessly, just taking note that you're safe, you're protected, you're comfy, and yet you still feel compelled to try to resist against this feeling that keeps pushing you down. So go ahead and try to stand up again. Maybe it's a little more difficult than you previously thought. After all, you've fallen quite a few times now. And just like before, you feel it. That sudden shift. You stumble, and you fall. Down, down, down again, almost as though you're sinking now into the pile of blankets and pillows and plushies. You're just absolutely immersed in this wonderful feeling of sinking, of falling, of drifting, your mind just plummeting down, just like that. And maybe, perhaps, you get that sense of, well, if I stand up in a different area or a different section, this definitely won't happen again. So, before you can feel the feeling, when you stand, you race over and notice a beanbag chair in the corner. And standing next to it, you start to observe it, really look at it. What's it look like? Is it comfy? Is it cozy? And then you feel it fall down into the beanbag chair. Just collapse. Allow yourself to relax, go limp, get cozy, get comfortable, you're safe. All you've merely done is fall into that wonderful state of trance, both mentally and physically at this point in time. And it's just so wonderful, so absolutely wonderful, that you want to do it again. So you stand up, and you're just kind of looking around, noticing, taking note exactly how the most comfortable position would be to fall into that beanbag chair. But nothing happens. So you take a step back and look around for something else to try landing on. And you notice a bed in the corner, and you're like, perfect, absolutely perfect. So you wander over to it. Maybe you sit down on it expecting something. But nothing happens yet, and then you hear it, the word fall, and you feel it, and you sink, and you get pushed down into that trance feeling, drifting and sinking and dropping ever so deep, with just merely the sound of a word. So while you're laying here, what would happen if you still heard the word fall? And fall again, and fall even deeper still. Isn't that such a fantastic use of that word? Just feeling almost weightless, still comfy, still cozy, still very secure now laying on a bed. But your mind just drifts. Your eyes flutter. Your body feels so comfy, heavy, relaxed, and limp. And you wonder exactly how deep you can drop with just a simple word, a snap, and then a few words following. So fall down deeper. Fall down deeper. And fall down deeper still. You're doing absolutely fantastic, by the way. Falling isn't for the faint of hearted, and it can be quite enjoyable. So, thank you for taking a listen, following along, and falling so very deep in this file today. Now, in a moment, I'll go ahead and let you up. In fact, why don't you try to sit up? Not even standing, just try to sit up. Maybe you muster enough courage to almost get there, maybe just slightly off the bed. You're almost to a sitting position, and then you fall down even deeper still. You let yourself relax, as you know that it's not worth the efforts to try, until I specify the counting and then allow you to come up. Because each and every time you struggle and try to come up and to shift and to sit up and look around, you'll just be pushed right back down, just encouraged to fall even deeper still. So the choice is really yours. Each and every time you struggle, you'll feel that force pushing you down, letting you know that it's okay to fall even deeper. But you'll also know that at some point you'll be released and you'll be allowed to get up. And I feel like that point is fairly soon. So by the time I hit the number 5, you'll know that you're more than allowed to just exist and come fully up again. So 1, going up to 2, going up to 3, we're halfway there, going up to 4, feeling that sense of trance and that sense of just being down start to fade away as you take that nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, coming all the way up with 5, wide awake, alive and alert, and taking as much time as you need to fully come up. Thank you so much for listening to today's file. I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed making it.